The United States Department of Justice has Hawaii's medical cannabis industry on edge. Last week, Attorney General Jeff Sessions issued a memo rescinding the Obama-era non-interference policy. The new memo directs all United States attorneys to enforce the laws enacted by Congress in the Controlled Substances Act of 1970, which prohibits the cultivation, distribution, and possession of marijuana.
It's my view that the use of marijuana is detrimental, and we should not give encouragement in any way to it, and it represents a federal violation, which is in the law, and it's subject to being enforced, and our priorities will have to be focused on all the things and challenges we face. We've got fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, prescription drugs, and marijuana and other drugs. So we'll be working our way through to a rational policy, but I don't want to suggest in any way that this department believes that marijuana is harmless and people should not avoid it.
State lawmakers have been concerned about Sessions' approach to marijuana from the moment he was appointed by President Donald Trump.
And we're looking to see as to whether or not we can get insurance coverage of because it's medicinal. Okay, I think we're going to get headwinds on that because of Jeff Sessions coming out saying that he's going to crack down on a lot of questionable marijuana initiatives, but it doesn't hurt to try. So we'll see what happens.
And meanwhile, I frequently advise people to stay in the black market when it comes to talking about medical marijuana. I still feel that way. And if I wanted to experiment with a co-op of community grow, I would keep it under the radar. I think it's safer that way. I'm shocked to have to say this, but it's true.
And I know Will and I have gone to other states like Colorado, and we know that DEA has closed a couple of dispensaries in Colorado because they didn't track as much. Washington was better. I don't know if any that's being closed. Nevada, they're looking at, DEA is looking at very closely because they don't have the tracking down right. There is too much what we call diversion into the black market, and so is California. So we're looking at them as canaries, okay? Because we don't want whatever it is that we do pass to be shut down by Jeff Sessions. And I hate to say it, it's the federal administration, okay? If we go towards like the Cole Memorandum and go forward, then it's a lot easier to get the people who are conservative to jump on the bandwagon.
Immediately following the Attorney General's January 4th memo, Hawaii Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard issued a statement denouncing what she called Sessions' escalation of the failed war on drugs. Gabbard again called on Congress to pass her bipartisan Ending Federal Marijuana Prohibition Act, which removes marijuana from the federal controlled substances list.
I've introduced legislation. It's a bill H.R. 1227. It's a bipartisan bill that I've introduced with a Republican from Virginia. He's actually a very conservative Republican named Tom Garrett. He is an Army veteran and a former prosecutor, but he believes strongly, as I do, that marijuana has no place on the Schedule I list of the Federally Controlled Substances Act. And when you really look at this issue, it makes no sense that you have marijuana, a substance that has been proven time and again to be far less dangerous than alcohol, treated at the federal level at the same way that heroin is treated. You have families being torn apart because of this, people being thrown in jail, their lives being ruined with creating a criminal record. And for what? To what end? It makes absolutely no sense. What to speak of here in Hawaii, and I think it's 26 other states who have legalized in some form or another medical marijuana. 28? Thank you. It's 28. Very helpful. Who have legalized in some form medical marijuana, but who are facing this contradiction between state and federal law, where, I've got local bankers here in Hawaii coming and talking to me, local insurers who provide workman's comp insurance in a quandary about what to do because these are federally regulated industries. And they are literally afraid that if they do business directly with any of our dispensaries, or indirectly, maybe with people who work there, that they or their employees will be subject to prosecution by the federal government. So they're trying to figure out how to deal with this contradiction between the two. What to speak of recent statistics that have come out showing that states who have legalized medical marijuana, there has been up to 30% reduction in opioid-related deaths in those states. And for every year those states have legalized medical marijuana, fewer and fewer opioid-related deaths occur.
Hawaii County Prosecutor Mitch Roth says the responsibility to carry out Sessions' directive does not rest with his office.
You saw the paper today, it's talked about marijuana, and the prosecutors are going to have to decide. That's not me. That's the federal prosecutors that decide. And the reason why it's the federal prosecutors deciding, because the federal prosecutors have control over the federal enforcement officers, the DEA, the FBI, and all those guys. So I just want to make sure we have this clarity